Cannibals do not only exist here in the United States, they also exist in Papua New Guinea, where 29 of them have been arrested for eating 7 human beings.
That's a lot of cannibals. So I have done stories on Papua New Guinea before. I did a little bit of research on them when I took an anthropology class way back in the day. So I'm actually really familiar with this culture, as familiar as I can be from a little bit of studying. And they used to do this all the time back in the day. It's totally part of their culture. And and they thought, well, if you're going to vanquish your opponent, well, obviously you chop them up and eat them. You wouldn't want to waste it. Okay, among other reasons for not doing that. In fact, humans are called the long pig, to give you a sense of how much that they think it's okay to eat human beings,
right?
And the relative context here.
Now, cannibalism is illegal in Papua New Guinea at this point
because it's modern day.
Yes.
That was back in the day. Now, back in the day wasn't the 1500s, it was early 20th century. So back in the day is not that far off, but I don't want you thinking that's what's happening and that it's okay in Papua New Guinea today. That's why they got arrested.
Right. Now, authorities are suspecting that there are as many as 700 to 1,000 of these cannibals in Papua New Guinea, and they're investigating these cases and they're trying to put these people behind bars. Also, cannibalism can lead to a death sentence. So they're serious about it at this point.
Well, if they get the death sentence, do other people eat them afterwards?
Well, they don't want it to go to waste, so.
You wouldn't want to waste a good long pig.
Anyway, okay, this is no laughing matter. This is serious.
No, this is very serious.
No, but I should also note, look, we always talk about how it's important to spread education to other countries, especially countries that believe in witchcraft and sorcery and stuff. But it turns out that these 29 people killed and ate the bodies of those 7 victims because they believed that they were practicing witchcraft, which blows my mind.
No, but it gets better. So it's called sanguma, and it's a form of sorcery. And it's male witches, and they use it to get money out of their victims. So these people who are killing them, they're saying, these are the bad guys. These are witches who are tricking people into giving them money, and also sex. So they would use their sorcery to get a little sexy sex from the locals, and that pissed off the other guys, so they go kill them, and they say, goddamn witches, maybe to some degree literally, in their own culture, and they say, I can't believe you did that, but here comes the extra ironic twist. They think by eating them, they get their supernatural powers.
Yeah.
Thereby being able to trick others into sex and money. So, but wait a minute, if you kill them for being witches, why do you want the same witch powers they have? Okay, so there's a lot of irony
They
here.
might be a little jelly, let's keep it real.
They're a little jelly of the sorcery and the sanguma.
Yeah.
Right? And besides which, if the witches had superpowers in the first place, why'd they get killed and eaten so easily? Why didn't they use their sanguma to ward you guys off? And saying, well, if you got those, why did you get busted by the police so easily, get caught immediately?
Can we keep it real? I think this is just a huge excuse to eat human flesh.
Okay, and by the way, to be fair to the traditions of Papua New Guinea, if you're on an isolated island and there is very little food, it might create a culture that is more likely to eat the flesh of humans who are dead than not. Keep it real. Whereas we view it as like, how could they, etc. Until, of course, you're stranded in a plane crash, as we've seen over and over again. And it turns out there's nothing else to eat, and all of a sudden you're interested in a little long pig, right?
That's scary, man. That's really scary. Because if you get really desperate, do you start thinking about killing the person you're trapped on that island with?
Of course!
So would you do it?
No, of course not.
So like you guys are stranded for like a year, and there are no more berries on the island, okay?
Okay. Oh my God, the berries are gone. Where are the long pigs? Okay. No, listen, I grew up in this culture, so I have been indoctrinated into believing that cannibalism is horrific.
Right.
And I believe that I would rather die than do that, so I prefer that option, right? Now, if you grow up in a different culture, and they thought, well, what's the big deal? We're out of berries. Okay, and that dude's got some nasty ass sorcery. I saw him having sex with a girl I wanted to have sex with. I mean, look at him, he's nasty. How else would he have sex with her? He obviously uses sanguma. Okay, then it might be a different context and you might make different decisions. And besides which, human beings are vicious little animals.
They are.
There's nothing we wouldn't do given the right circumstances. And if you're trapped in Papua New Guinea, you might get the right circumstances.